All right, guys, so I just want to do a little trip into the main bee yard here to give you a little update. You can see things are quite different from the last time that we were here. You may have seen some of my other videos, but everything's kind of packed away for the winter time. Right now we're sitting about 55 degrees or so. Just want to peek into a couple of these, make sure that they're in the candy boards here. Okay, I've just got migratory covers and some insulation. Bunch of other junk too that I'm seeing, like random sticks and stuff that I gotta get out of here. But anyway, 2-inch insulation. This stuff is awesome. It's got a great R rating. All right, so anyway, so we'll see. As you can see, the bees are actually in that corner over there. They are actually eating some of this already. I'll try and get over here so I can show you. You can see they're actually like licking the moisture out of it and licking the sugar. Where this crease is, I do have a pollen patty in there, so that'll work out pretty well. You can see I have some moisture up top, not as much as I did have, which is good. I'm working on this foil stuff. I'm still experimenting with that, trying to stop the air from condensing as bad. That being said, because I have this in the sugar block, this drips onto here, hardens as the wind blows through it. So I'm not really worried about the condensate currently. So far that's actually a, I'm pretty happy with that one so far. They're digging into it a little already, which is what I had expected. I don't really want them to dig into it too much, just because I want them to be healthy and not need it. That's just the dad in me. You can see these. Got a couple dead bees in here. I'm gonna get them out. But you can see they've already dug up through there. I'm just gonna get these dead bees out of here. There's no need to keep them in there. All right, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, so you can see here they've already eaten their way through there. Each hive has 10 pounds in it, so we'll see how far. And I've had them on for maybe 2 weeks. They've done some digging back in that corner, so we'll see how far things go in the next few weeks. I'll come out and check them. I did my mite treatments recently. That actually went really well. I used my own oxalic acid vaporizer. If you haven't seen that, check out the other videos. It's actually pretty sweet. These hives were really small nucs. Not as small as these three, which I'll show you. I hope they're doing okay. I'm pretty concerned about them, but there's only one way to find out, I guess. Oh yeah, so look, these ones are really low on resources. You can see they've ate a lot of this down already. They're probably down a full pound at this point, but that's good that I see that. So now I'll know to keep an eye on them. I mean, this will probably last them another 2 months, something like that. But I want to make sure that they're getting all the food that they need coming into wintertime. So going with the condensate, if you guys have any tips on how to keep the condensate off of these lids, I greatly appreciate it. Maybe bigger vent holes. But we really haven't had any wind in the past couple days, so I'm not quite sure that that's going to be an issue. I don't know. So we'll just go down the line here doing some checking. The snow, the water that you see on top here is from the snow that we just had. It's still just melting off of it, so I'm not worried about that either. So far from what I'm seeing, I'm pretty pleased. Gotta love it when the smoker is smoking the beekeeper, not the bees. That's never a good solution. Yeah, okay, so they're pretty far up here too, eating this. So they were pretty hungry. All these were nucs, and I didn't really do as well. I'm just gonna put this right back on because I know where they're at. I didn't really do as well as I'd planned with getting the hives up to par with resources because they were such late splits because I sold all my early ones. So it's letting me do a lot of research. Even the nucs. So these nucs here, I've got 15 pounds across, no, 30 pounds across all three. I have 10 pounds in each feed box. So you'll notice that these were pretty thin. Their layers were like this or something inside. So now those boxes were almost full. So I'm really curious to see where they're at. I have to put their entrance reducers on. I just noticed that. So let's keep digging here, see what we got. This will be one of our last fall checks. By the time I check it next, it will be solid winter time without question. Just giving them a little smoke. I really don't want to hit them too hard. Okay, so this hive was a little better off, all things considered. It's a deadbeat there. That happened. I don't have an upper hive entrance, so that's bound to be a thing. So all this is rock hard, as you can see. That bee landed on the camera. They're doing pretty good. Haven't ate as much as the last two, I believe. Trying to get my moisture off these boards. I'm just glad that the condensate won't drip onto them, because there's not enough to overcome the sugar. Because I put almost none in the sugar when I mixed it. If you guys want that video for like next season or something, actually I may have to make more based on these. So over winter I may have a kind of how-to video on how I made their sugar mixes. But I do like these covers for the simple fact of like, oh yeah, look, they're up here real good. So and this hive was actually pretty packed for resources. And they're already in the bar. I'm gonna keep this shut. I don't like when they're all up here. I don't like keeping them exposed to the elements because I'm in the 50s or so. There is no wind, so I feel comfortable doing this. And I'm also not pulling frames out to expose the brood, even though there's really not that many this time of year. But all in all, this is not too bad. I'm very pleased with how they've accepted this. So I actually ended up experimenting with a little bit of vinegar this time around to try and stop them from just carrying it out of the hive. So it looks like they're actually accepting it pretty well. Oh, look, I was melting the styrofoam. Oops. Dang, smoker. You gotta be careful where you sit that one at. Cool, so they're really not. And see some bees up over there, but really there's not a whole lot. And I also want to show you guys something, because there's been some questions that I've gotten, is like people are concerned with what to put under here. So I literally just have paper, and you can see that they've actually eaten the paper to get to the sugar. So don't worry about like blocking things off or whatever. When you do splits that you combine hives, you use your like newspaper basically, and it'll take them 2 or 3 days to figure out, hey, I want to go this direction, and they'll just chew away at it. And that's just their kind of process. I gotta clean all this stuff up back here. So all right, let's get into these 2 nucs, 3 nucs, then we'll get to that one down there, and that's gonna wrap it up for here. I hope maybe tomorrow night, Tuesday, the 22nd, I'm hoping that a package comes in from Hillco Bee Company. They make some great products. If you're a beekeeper, be sure to check them out. They're sending me some stuff. Well, I purchased it. They're sending me some stuff, but they really make some great stuff. So I plan to do a little review action on that. All right. That is for the hive wraps for the northern hives, that is. Come on, buddy. Get on down there. So you can see this is all rock hard still. They've eaten a large chunk of this away. So I'll probably have to redo this come maybe mid-February. I may have to do it again. They also may be sufficient through the season. I don't know yet. All right, so that's one down. I am so impressed with how these look. It is actually awesome. I don't see any that are like really like starving. You can see where there's water droplets, but the sugar's doing its thing, holding it. And they're actually consuming, in here, they're consuming the sugar. And not in crazy amounts either. So this is really an ideal situation. Whatever. You got a little, take it with me. All right, let's try our third nuke here. I've never overwintered nukes, so this is a new process for me. Uh-oh, I don't see any up here. I'm gonna dig deeper on this. This is the one that is super, super tiny. I do see a dead small bee. They're all small, dead bee there. I see some eating here or collapse. I'm just gonna crack in here and see. Uh-oh. No. Daggone it. No. Come on, guys. Oh, no. Come on. Of course I didn't bring a tool. The one night where I'm like, crap, crap, crap. No, this is the small one I found. They had all that feed. Oh, I hate this. They're still there, they're moving. Kinda. No. I had feed on them. They were healthy. They were small because they slid under the radar in one of these boxes. Dang, there's my queen right there. Daggone it. But, you know, this is also a good thing to share with you all, because this isn't the perfect road to go down. You know, I didn't do any classes in this. It's truly sad. It really is. But you know, I'd learn with every single one of these. And my learning thing with this hive in particular was that, and I'm going to keep it like this because I see the ones that move in here, but it's just going to be a starve out hive. Just sucks. But anyway, the thing that you learn is basically you need to feed the hives super aggressively in the fall. Big hives, small hives. The small hives you put on bottle feeders so you know you're feeding that specific hive. I mean, that's some honey there I just broke. I don't know. All right, so I'm just gonna pack this away. I'll come back in a week or two and just check on them and see what they are, but I don't see much movement. It's also cold out, so like they could just be reduced there because they don't have enough heat. They could be just kind of hibernating. It doesn't look good, and I'm pretty upset about that. All right, so what we'll do is we'll remove these dead bees here. Come on. That way, when I come back, I'll know, based on this video, that there are no dead bees up there. So if there's a dead bee that makes it up there, it means that there was some extra life going on. All right, so we'll put this back here. Nope, wrong way around. Oops. This under there. So yeah, so there's ups and downs with everything you do. And this is just one of them. It's just a hurdle that you got to get over and get better at as you progress and be able to tackle things better. And that's exactly what I plan to do and share with you all. And it's, you know, you can get through these things. It stinks losing bees. I hate it every time. I haven't lost many. I've lost a handful, most of my, we'll say, negligence. I just haven't, didn't know, wasn't comprehending that I need to feed as aggressively in the fall time. I also didn't know about varroa mite treatments, how important that is. I mean, you can really lose some hives. They'll sconce on you, they'll leave. You'll really run into those problems if you don't do your mite treatments. So that's really, it's a huge thing. And now next year will be substantially different, allowing me to prepare for winter and stuff a lot better. Really don't need these skulls on or anything, but so yeah, like I said, there's no hiding anything. There's nothing. But I do know that their frames, just like these others that I'm about to show you, will go to good use, and you never let them kind of die in vain. So, for example, I'm experimenting with setting some of these outside to see how the bees take them. This was from a bigger hive that had a mite problem, and I caught it too late and they sconced. Look at this beautiful comb. I've probably got 7 boxes of this that's through, drawn all the way. So what I'll do when I make my splits is I'll give them a frame from a donor hive, one of these frames, so the new queen will have space to lay, and a queen cell between those 2 frames. And each one of these will be a vital part of building another hive. So while it is sad that there's a loss of bees, if you're constructive with it, you can come out doing pretty good and actually do better for the bees as a new beekeeper. And I have them stacked outside because I learned that as long as you stack your hives where there's sunlight allowing in, and you don't have a mouse problem. I'd leave them out in the bee yard so that they clean them completely out. So you won't have any kind of mice issues or anything like that living in it, because there's nothing for them to eat because they've robbed it all out of there. But as long as you have light that can go in there, you won't have, any wax moth issues ever. All right, so this will be the last hive of the main yard update. I'm gonna do a Baldwin yard update here in a couple days when I get up to do that little project I'm doing with Hilco Bee Company, our first little endeavor. They really make some great stuff. I can't stress them enough. John is just such a great guy. All right, so I see a bee running there. I'm gonna take a little peek, or we're gonna take a little peek here and just see. Oh yeah, didn't land. Yep, they are stacked in there, and now I feel bad for opening them, but that's okay. So we know that is a loaded hive, and they're just digging in here, and they don't need the resources, which is why I don't see them up here on this one. The last one, I was like, that's a problem that I don't see them in the top, because the other 2 identical ones had them up there. This was just a hive that got more feed than the others. It happens, which is why I put 10 pounds on every hive, so I know it wasn't a fact of this hive had more than the other. So I've got some things to keep an eye on. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys coming along with me. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna try and do some giveaways and stuff in the coming weeks here through the holidays and all. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a lot of cool content. I'm really excited to share it with you all. So yeah, stay tuned, keep your smokers lit.